Welcome to your custom deep dive. Today we are looking at a topic that blends romance, geography, and, frankly, a whole lot of math.
Oh yeah, a lot of math.
Right. Our mission is extracting the most crucial insights from the 2026 data on regional wedding costs across the US, Canada, and Europe.
Because understanding these global trends is, well, it's really the only way you can budget smarter and understand what's actually going on in the market.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this, because the American price tag right now is seriously eye-opening. The average US wedding in 2026 is sitting at a steep $33,900.
And that is really just the baseline.
Just the baseline.
Yeah, the regional contrasts are what actually give you whiplash.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're out on the West Coast, you're looking at the most expensive market in the country, averaging almost $43,000.
That's a down payment on a house.
Literally a down payment.
Yeah.
But then you look at the Midwest, and it's a bit more grounded, landing somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000.
What's fascinating here is the underlying math driving those massive regional jumps. It's not necessarily that the dress or, the flowers are wildly more expensive in California.
Or it's the...
When you break down a typical American budget, the venue rental and the catering devour nearly 60% of the total cost.
And that catering piece is directly tied to the cost per guest, which the data shows is currently hovering between $200 to $300 in the U.S.
Exactly. You're paying up to $300 for a single plate of food. So the minute your parents invite their golf buddies or you include those distant cousins, your budget just explodes.
It explodes, yeah.
In highly populated coastal areas where venues are scarce, that multiplier effect on your guest list gets incredibly expensive, incredibly fast.
You'd think heading north might relieve some of that pressure, but the Canadian market is facing the exact same squeeze.
It is.
It's slightly more affordable overall, averaging around $29,000 to $32,000 Canadian dollars.
Which is roughly $22,000 to $24,000 US dollars.
Right. However, major hubs like Toronto and Vancouver can still easily exceed $50,000.
Yeah, the city premium is definitely universal.
It really is, but here's where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about the European loophole.
Yes, the numbers here are completely counterintuitive.
They really are. European weddings right now average just $18,000 to $30,000. Like, Germany is highly affordable at around $17,000.
Wow.
And the UK runs a bit higher, typically between £23,000 and £25,000. But overall, it is significantly cheaper than the North American averages. I mean, how is hopping on a transatlantic flight actually cheaper than getting married in your hometown?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it perfectly explains the massive shift toward destination weddings we're seeing for 2026.
Right.
Because of that brutal per-guest cost we just talked about, going to the Amalfi Coast or Santorini naturally forces a micro-wedding. You naturally cap the list at 20 to 80 people.
Because traveling inherently weeds out the acquaintances and the coworkers.
Exactly. You combine that reduced headcount with other practical budget hacks from the data. Things like booking off-peak dates, utilizing all-inclusive venue packages.
And using digital invitations, too.
Yes, digital invites. The savings from all of those are massive.
Which is exactly why you're seeing couples rely so heavily on platforms like the Weddizer website.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so useful to use the Weddizer website for manage, finance, and selection purposes. Like when you're pulling your hair out, trying to figure out if that Santorini micro-wedding is actually cheaper than a massive Toronto ballroom.
Yeah.
You really need those tools.
We do.
Plus, you can find the best place for wedding events and get guidance through the article section on their website, especially for anything related to niche themes. It's basically a mandatory step now to run the cost-benefit analysis.
It is. It's all about being strategic with modern tools instead of just throwing money at the problem.
So what does this all mean?
Ultimately, it means that your location and your guest count are the ultimate budget dictators. A highly curated micro-wedding in an exotic location can actually cost less than a massive hometown gathering.
Yeah.
But we also have to remember the data's unspoken takeaway. A wedding's true value comes from the memories you create, not the final price tag on the venue.
Totally. A $40,000 party doesn't guarantee a better time than a $15,000 one.
Precisely. And that leaves us with something to chew on. This raises an important question. If flying to a luxury European destination is often cheaper than a local North American wedding simply because fewer people attend, are couples really paying for their dream location, or are they just paying for the social obligation of a massive guest list?